The sport of boxing could undergo a permanent transformation when two uncontrollable forces clash. Picture the scene. Terence Crawford, the current pound-for-pound king, has been mentored by Floyd Mayweather, the sport's unbeaten guru and a superstar in his own right. The boxing world is already feeling the effects of the unexpected collaboration. What happens when the most technically accomplished boxer in history chooses to coach one of the most innately talented boxers of our time? This is the question that fans, commentators, and even the combatants themselves are pondering. Floyd Mayweather, who retired unbeaten with a 50-0 record and changed the course of history with every victory, is returning to the public eye, but not for his own sake. Rather, his goal in entering the ring is to transform Crawford into a more dangerous version of himself. Imagine this. Mayweather's unmatched defensive skill and strategic intellect were combined with Crawford's aggressive, no-nonsense fighting style. It's a recipe for complete devastation. Fire and ice, aggression and accuracy, power and technique. This training camp isn't like the others. Floyd Mayweather is more than simply a conventional mentor who gives guidance from the sidelines. He is personally mentoring Crawford, teaching him Mayweather's trademark shoulder roll technique, defensive strategies, and the nuances of footwork. Crawford's game is anticipated to reach previously unthinkable heights as a result of their cooperation, increasing his threat level in the ring. What, though, is the motivation behind this surprising partnership? Is legacy a factor? Retaliation? Or could it be a subtle barb at Gervonta "Tank" Davis, his former protege? Floyd might be prepping Crawford for a future bout with Canelo Alvarez, the boxer who many believe to be the finest pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now. Let's examine Terence Crawford, the man of the moment, in more detail before getting into the details of this historic pairing. Crawford's boxing career has been nothing short of legendary, and it is a walking highlight reel. Crawford's ascent to the top has been as spectacular as it has been dominant, with a 40-0 record that includes 31 knockouts. Crawford has won belts and left his rivals in the dust, dominating every weight class from lightweight to welterweight. But Crawford's capacity to adjust under pressure is what really sets him apart. A nightmare for any opponent, Crawford is a switch hitter who can move between orthodox and southpaw stances with ease. His killer instinct is unmatched, and his counterpunch is razor-sharp. Consider his bout with Errol Spence Jr., in which Crawford not only prevailed but also dominated. By altering tempos, making adjustments in the middle of a fight, and hitting strong, accurate strikes in confined places, he demonstrated his total mastery of the ring. Fans were in awe of his performance, which cemented his status as the undisputed welterweight champion. Fans weren't the only ones impressed, though. In interviews after the fight, Floyd Mayweather himself was gushing over Crawford's skills. Mayweather went so far as to refer to Crawford as a once-in-a-generation talent, saying he was among the greatest fighters of this century. Mayweather chose to mentor the young fighter in part because of his admiration for Crawford's abilities. Crawford has the ability to become not just a champion but an all-time great, according to Mayweather, who also thinks that with the correct coaching, Crawford can achieve heights that very few boxers ever achieve. For Crawford, the prospect of collaborating with Mayweather arrived at a pivotal moment in his professional life. Even though he had just defeated Spence, one of his fiercest opponents, the issue of what comes next remained. How else was he going to cement his legacy? Crawford is focused on the future, and Mayweather's guidance might be the icing on the cake. As Crawford gets ready for what might be the biggest challenge of his career, a potential fight with Canelo Alvarez, rumors started to circulate that he had contacted Mayweather for instruction and direction. One of the most well-known figures in boxing today is Canelo, who presently dominates the super middleweight class. He is practically unbeatable because to his ability to outbox opponents using a combination of strength, accuracy, and endurance. Crawford, however, is adamant and thinks he can train for a bout with Canelo that might alter the trajectory of his career with Mayweather's assistance. Videos of Mayweather and Crawford working out together started to circulate. They showed the two in rigorous workouts, with Mayweather giving coaching on everything from defense to technique. The atmosphere at Mayweather's gym was tremendous, and boxing fans started to buzz with excitement about what this partnership might signify for the sport's future. According to some who have observed the training sessions, Crawford is looking sharper than ever, thus the efforts are already starting to pay off. His footwork has gotten much more fluid, and his defensive abilities, which were already strong, have completely changed. Crawford's rapid acquisition of new skills has impressed Mayweather, who frequently calls him a once-in-a-lifetime talent. For Mayweather, this collaboration goes beyond boxing. It has to do with legacy. As an expert in his field, Floyd wishes to teach the upcoming generation of fighters, and he believes Crawford is the ideal person to do it. However, what about the inevitable drama that surrounds this circumstance? There has been some debate around Floyd Mayweather's choice to coach Crawford. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, Mayweather's erstwhile protege, is the subject of more conjecture than any other in the boxing industry. For those who are unaware, Tank and Floyd had a tumultuous falling out some time ago, and Tank went on to forge his own career in boxing. There is still unresolved tension between the two, despite their generally friendly relationship. Rumors are circulating now that Floyd has sided with Crawford, one of Tank's fiercest opponents. Tank has already voiced his opinions on the matter and has made it clear that he believes Floyd has treated him disrespectfully. Although he referred to the connection as business, it is obvious that there is more to it. One of Tank's defining characteristics has always been his competitive mentality, and now that Mayweather is coaching Crawford, Tank feels a certain way about it. It's a tense situation that may eventually result in a confrontation between the two. Tank even alluded to his desire to take on Crawford in a recent interview when he stated, "If Floyd wants to train him, then I'll show them both what I'm made of." For boxing, a Tank versus Crawford bout would be much anticipated. The anticipation for such a bout would be explosive, and fans have already begun to salivate over the prospect. The animosity between the two boxers would surely be intense, and Mayweather's function as a mentor would only heighten the drama. Would Crawford's new, Mayweather-inspired strategy be the secret to Tank's success, or would Tank be able to surpass the lessons of his previous trainer? The reward would be even greater than the stakes. Beyond the turmoil, though, comes the fight that has everyone's attention: Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. One of the most significant occurrences in boxing history will occur if Crawford's possible jump to super middleweight to take on Canelo materializes. However, a lot of people wonder if Crawford should get into this battle. Given Canelo's well-known strength, especially at 168 pounds, many people question whether Crawford, who is inherently smaller, could withstand the assault that Canelo would deliver. Both experts and fans are divided. Some think Crawford's abilities will enable him to compete at a high level, while others are worried about Canelo's vicious power and the weight difference. But Floyd Mayweather is sure that Crawford can defeat Canelo. He brings up the fact that Mayweather defeated Canelo in 2013 by neutralizing Canelo's advantages with his defense and boxing acumen. Floyd thinks Crawford can negate Canelo's power and manage the fight's tempo with comparable strategies if he receives the proper training. Even Mayweather, though, admits that it won't be simple. Given how strong Canelo is as an opponent, Crawford faces a significant danger. One thing is certain, regardless of the result: Floyd Mayweather's support of Crawford's career goes beyond simple training. It has to do with legacy. According to Mayweather, Crawford has the ability to make boxing history, and Floyd wants to be a part of that experience. In addition to imparting his skills, Floyd is establishing himself with one of boxing's future greats by coaching Crawford. The possibility of this relationship has the boxing world giddy with anticipation, but as with any great tale in the sport, drama is inevitable. Fans are curious about what will happen next, and Tank Davis is keeping a careful eye on things. Will Tank win if he fights Crawford in the ring, or will Mayweather's lessons inspire Crawford to reach new heights? Canelo, what about him? Would Crawford's training under Mayweather's guidance be sufficient to unseat the super middleweight king? One thing is certain: as the boxing community anxiously awaits what comes next, boxing's future has just become much more intriguing. And the drama, the plots, and the excitement are only getting started as Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather, and Terence Crawford compete for supremacy in the ring.